When I was a kid, I did kid stuff. Later, I put all this away and stood firm and confident as a man. When I was a kid, I slept with knives tucked under my bed, while a chalk-white face, mask-like, floated from behind my living room window. Absent of expression except maybe the thin traces of dark wonder, of things unseen, unheard, unknown, the face reappeared over and over behind the window of my living room, surfacing from the distance, the arcane slits of the other world. So I kept a collection of steak knives, scion knives, and combat knives stored tidy and sound under my bed. The bed that tripped dread ripples on my spine, that I avoided sleeping in until age 11 or so. I learned this art of keeping knives in Lindenwold, where childhood dreams were realized. I was just riding my bike one lazy summer afternoon, the day the women pulled over to the Bell Avenue curb. They were driving a long 70s car in thick makeup, full oval sunglasses, and caricatured hats. They pulled up next to me and said, little boy, come over here." "Why? And where? To the trunk of your car? To a lonely field somewhere?" "No." Translated into clear energy and sparks against sidewalks, I burst into blinding light on a bike, speeding into nothing to the alleys forgotten by the ways of the 21st century, but not to kids. So much happens in those alleys of old. So much left behind where rocks can tear young, blush skin, bike down, running faster, superhuman fast, leaping and raging over alley fence to house safe, where horror stops at the front window, to the kitchen, yes, there, to the kitchen. Absorbed into white light, spark and eye, step into madness. Remember Nicholson's eyes in The Shining? Yes, those eyes. Lost in a winter's gust in a maze of madness, blind. When anything is possible, knives. Yes, the knives that I both feared and gripped hard. And get all those knives, young boy, and for all of your life, go to the front yard. Those women are waiting there. They need to be splayed, wide enough to ride a bike through. Like when Keith, my neighborhood friend, the neighborhood bully, pushed me off my bike. "Keith, what did you expect me to do? You fuck." I rode my bike on the summer wind. You looked surprised when I didn't walk home in fear, when my head wasn't cradled in tears. You were shocked when I put you down there on that summer day onto the walkway, edged by pleasant, well-trimmed bushes in front of the library, where kids have book clubs and impoverished adults seek refuge. You didn't think that I would grab a fistful of your hair and slam your cranium over and over and over again onto the concrete. God, I wanted to crack your pudgy head. Like holiday nuts, air crack thick between steel perforated fingers, like peace fingers. The dull sound of bone covered with flesh thudding, and the snapped neck like a wishbone is snapped fast and fixed. Bone shards bursting into summer air, a handful of helicopters tossed under the summer breeze to realize new life. Shards lined with brain tissue that flicker for a few more moments with electricity. Echoes of the cosmos, the stuff of goddamn stars. My bully friend, I heard that you have 5 kids and have done some time. Well, that day I brought you down low, you motherfucker, and there he killed you. In front of the library where I once discovered a book that aptly offered steps on how to become a witch. At the time, it seemed a riotous and bizarre thing, a pinprick on the outskirts of society, on the path of striking back. Ironic, because the same library was connected to the First Church of God. There was a time briefly that I wanted to belong there in that space, in those pews. There was a time briefly that I wanted to belong there. But my heroes really always wore black. And so when I walked into the doors of the church, I was convinced my skin would begin to burn, that my fate would be a crumble of ash, blood, and ooze. The sun breaking through a stained glass mural of the Last Supper. Peter's head, oh, how it rested upon his breast. But it was Judas, be damned, who snapped his neck over the lamb. I decided not to let guilt seal my fate, Instead, I got off kid style over the threats of God and his flock. They who so quickly judged, I grew to enjoy the outside spaces, the dark places in my mind. Christ will be reborn. She'll come forth from the primordial cauldron. She will traverse the worlds and draw down the moon. Many will wait in anticipation for the high witch of the goddess. And when her night comes, it will clasp hands and with thunder and lightning boldly chant, from the sun and the moon, one with each other and one with you. When we dance and when we sing, our spirits join along this ring. And from the mountains into the sea and through the forest, so mote it be. God, I think I was baptized with fire at the Village movie theater. The Dawn of the Dead was playing. I had to see the premiere. Mom didn't mind. I had to feed my 10-year-old head with intestines, brains, and contorted limbs. I had to stumble to the fresh, chilled evening air, mouth spread wide in giddy kid fun, chunks spewing into the sidewalk. The fumes from this gore oddly resembling miniature zombie hordes jerkily bent on overthrowing civilization. I had to study a dreadful diet of fiends and anti-heroes. God, to die and to be undead. Let me be that lonely trucker driving into the night's moon, trying to capture moon skin on the side of the road, vampire hitching to the next lonely town, her tits busting through superhero tights that could stop a semi. The trucker's hollow head, corpse thud in the night moonlight, thud onto truck steering wheel, face twisted with wicked smile, thoughts sated with a blissful, lurid nights. The chick vampire's always erected boy would, which could perhaps, if need be, thrust Van Helsing deep between chalk-white vampire tits. I will dance and howl wild with wolves under your cherry moon, and I will shake boy fist at the sun. So, why can't every day be Halloween? So obscene and absurd, kids stuff, a life for me, weeks and weeks of getting ready for Halloween, eager tugs on the aged steel blue suitcase stuffed full with masks and plastic glow fangs and nails, fake blood and white face paint, black suit pants, Dracula cape, homemade by my Aunt Virginia. Yes, Virginia, there is a God, but he doesn't wear white, nor does he rest upon fluffy clouds. Goodies all ready and waiting every year. In my old closet, a rabbit hole of sorts, where in dreams I often discovered someone's all too familiar dusty attic, there to stay a while and play with its lonely and bored occupants, ghost children. For weeks and weeks, well before Tim Burton, I had conceived of Halloween taking over November and December. Fuck the pilgrims. The blood-soaked earth cries out against our yearly celebration of genocide. And fuck the plastic baby Jesus, whose manger has become a mall. All lies. We've been given rim jobs to capitalism's ass far too long. Now give me instead black cats with glowing yellow eyes, striding across dark neighborhood streets under phantom gas lights. Give me plastic skeletons, the dance macabre, candy corn, JC haunted houses, indigo washed twilights, the witching hour, eager kid legs, fast enough to canvass many blocks in many neighborhoods. Long live Jack the Pumpkin King. When witches fly across the hunter's moon, when Maleva's words were given life and breath, yes, even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers at night may become a wolf when wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is full and bright. When vampires offer life eternal, that eternal dark gift so sweet. Yes, to lie in a coffin in the abandoned cemetery mausoleum where gargoyle statues stand guard and fog rolls thick over the nameless tombstones of those who are gone rotting from the Civil War. They died, I will not. Not by the power of this dark kiss, this moon-fed blood surging with eternity through host after host. I will disperse into 100 bats or rats, and mist into a coffin, into naked throat into forever. I, vampire, I, kid, dreaming. Adrenaline-soaked dreams, fear-fed 70s horror flicks, Friday night black and white, Hollywood movie terrors, monsters, English Hammer movies. And before he was Saruman and Count Dooku, Christopher Lee was, you see, the Prince of the Night. Eternal in that pantheon next to Bela Lugosi. Lon Chaney Jr. and Boris Karloff. They possess a midnight room within a soaring castle, resting upon the twilight clouds and the spectral sea. In a room where the TV flickers an incandescent radiance into a kid's face of glee and terror, they in the underworld of the night and dreams. From my 37-year-old aging flesh, my boy's spirit rises and passes through the ceiling of my suburban house into the crimson sky, across the full moon, into the light of the TV. Forever and ever, it's Halloween every day, where I live my life for me, where the kid does not cradle his head in tears, and all heroes wear black. Thank you very much.